I implemented AI into my marketing agency, and it made a huge difference in terms of acquiring more clients for our agency and retaining clients for a longer duration of time. Now, I did replace some payroll positions with AI, so I was able to build some AI agents to replace certain staff members and sections of the team, but I really did not have to and didn't really find it necessary to replace people with AI, but instead implement an AI in a way to where it just gave our entire team so much more leverage, made them that much more efficient and better at their jobs to where, like I said, we were able to acquire more clients more efficiently, optimize our marketing on the front end, and then once we actually got the clients and our current existing clientele base, we've been able to get them much better results and do so way faster leveraging AI. So I'm going to pop open the screen share here in a second. I'm going to walk through where I implemented AI into the agency and where we saw it making the biggest difference. All right, let's dive in. How I used AI in my 165K a month marketing agency. And some of the most notable impacts that this thing has made. So in terms of cutting payroll costs, a notable one here, and I didn't go crazy with, removing people and cutting people, replacing them with AI agents. But a big one here was a 4K a month payroll position. And this person was literally just an SEO and blog writer guy. I was able to replace him with an agent that I created in about literally a day, maybe a day and a half. And what this agent does is it repurposes all of our content into blog format and into SEO content that we use, obviously, on the marketing and sales front. And this, instead of, this guy, like our staff member, he was getting us 5 blogs a week, 4 blogs a week. I mean, now I can do 5 blogs now in like 5 minutes, right? And have them all be lights out, dialed, and arguably better as well. And they're basically encompassing everything that I need them to. Now, this agent, I can literally just feed information to. So client case studies, client calls, sales data as well, because we want to know, again, why people are buying so we can adjust to that messaging and that lingo here on the front end. This was a big one. Cut this 4K a month position, replaced it with an agent, was able to do this pretty quickly. Now, I didn't go, like I said, I did not go crazy firing people. Like, I just didn't really find it necessary given our situation, but it did leverage and make our team way better and amplified the things that we are already very good at and made us way better at doing those things. So after I cut this position, we hired a full-time AI operator. So this guy's entire job is just to literally mess with AI all day, okay, and constantly look to improve our systems and find new ways to be more efficient and be innovative with it as well. If you are a founder, a business owner, you should not be wasting any of your time learning AI like at all. Like, is it good to have basic knowledge? Absolutely, of course, but you cannot get caught up in the implementation of it and like how to use it. You shouldn't be using AI like all day. You just shouldn't do it, because I promise you, it's not going to make you that much money. The landscape, it just changes so fast where you're way better off just hiring somebody full time to do this. And this is what we did, to literally just, you mess with it, you play with it, make our shit better, and like just improve our systems. Like that's literally it. Like, that's all your job is. And now that person, because the landscape is changing so fast, they can just stay immersed like in the world of AI, like know what's working, what's not working, and then obviously apply that to the business. One of this guy's projects that I'll go over here in a couple of slides. This was a very, very big hire for us. This is a very important hire because, like I said, it made a lot of very powerful impacts on the business, on the back end and on the front end as well. And this guy's tapped out like already. Like, arguably, like we could hire like another one of these guys full time. But yeah, all he does is just mess with AI all day, constantly improve our shit, and find ways to be more efficient. And he's innovative with it as well. So he's like, he's not just looking on like how to improve like the things we already have in place, but also just building things that we didn't have that just make us way better and way more competitive and deliver way better client results as well. So another one too, where we were able to implement AI, quality control. So we book appointments for our clients. All of our callers are human. They're all human callers. I don't think AI voice is there yet. And I think when somebody knows that they're on the phone with AI, it's just not very well accepted like at all. So not something like I wanted to really replace at all. We thought about it, but we're ultimately like, nah, like we need to keep the humans here on the front end for when they're speaking to our clients' leads. So our callers will book an appointment, and then that appointment will be held for review and then gone through quality control. So now what we have is an agent that is literally just cross-checking our client SOPs. So our client SOPs, they just have like the scope of work, like what our clients are looking for, what they aren't looking for, like what's acceptable, what's not, all of their details, everything like that. AI cross-checks it and either approves it or disapproves it. When it gets approved, that's when the appointment then gets sent to our client, right? So it's gone through that layer of quality control. If the appointment was disapproved, we go back to the drawing board, the humans, and look at it again, see what went wrong, and either, move forward. They just move forward accordingly. I'll put it that way. Next thing here, media buying. Now, this was something that our AI guy was able to build, and this is where he was actually being pretty innovative, because he built an entire media buyer performance dashboard. Okay, so this is like the hub of data, and it cross analyzes all of our client accounts. So it's doing things like spotting ad fatigue. It's acting as a team advisor as well, calls out changes that need to be made to the team, things like this. But the most important thing is the pattern recognition. That's the big one across all accounts. So it's analyzing all client accounts to find patterns in winning campaigns, ads, copy, you name it, all that stuff. It's analyzing cost per lead. It's analyzing appointment costs as well, taking into account markets that our clients might be in, and then giving our media buyers just a much shorter feedback loop. And this data, like otherwise, like to manually put all this together would be a terrible task. It would take months to do all of this, and it would not be a good use of time either. But now what this does, it just allows our media buying team to just be way sharper, and just be able to, like I said, shorten the feedback loop to where it then shortens the feedback loop from result to client as well. So now our clients, because now our data is way sharper, our systems are way more efficient on the back end. And we don't even tell them that we have this. It just shows, it just shows that we get better results because we're making decisions better and quicker. And then our clients are getting results faster, better results faster as well, to where they materialize those results quicker, and then they obviously stay with us longer. So this is like a pretty good retention play here, and has made a pretty big difference there. So creative and copy, this is a pretty obvious one, but I've built an agent that it's fed just all sorts of data from the business, from sales calls to client calls, everything. So we know exactly what our clients are looking for. And this is really where, sort of similar to the blog and SEO agent that I was talking about a little earlier, but it just is able to spit out ad angle ideas for me that are consistently unique. It gets fed all of my winning ads, all winning copy that's worked for us over the years. So it can obviously, base itself off of that, look for ways to improve it, make it better, sharpen the messaging in all of the ads. Also, like I said, sales calls get fed into this also, because reasons why somebody isn't buying, maybe it's something that we could address marketing wise on the front end, or if it's a reason why somebody is buying, we can amplify that on the front end as well. And so this is what this is cross-checking. And again, pattern recognition is kind of the theme here again. And I'll go over it again. So sales calls, every single one of our sales calls is getting just thrown into AI. Discovery calls, sales calls, all of it, okay? And it's reading thousands of calls, finding patterns that, we otherwise just would not have been able to catch or even, pick up on or notice. So this is turning into sharper marketing, new back-end offers as well that we can launch as well or sell to people. Objections and rep feedback is obviously a big one also. So it can grade a closer's call, what went well, what didn't go well, what could have been improved on, what should have been done differently, things like this. So then our reps, our sales team is just getting a much, again, shorter feedback loop. And then I get a shorter feedback loop when it comes to the marketing, dialing in our messaging on the front end, and just keeping everything buttoned up and adapting quicker. And I think that agencies that, if you're not doing this, this is easy. Like you're pretty far behind. Like if you're not doing this, I think this is just like low hanging fruit, to be honest with you. Just throwing all your call transcripts into AI, and having it give you feedback like this, to where you can tweak your messaging on the front end on calls as well. Yeah, I think it's just like an absolute no brainer. Um, Another big one too, financial modeling. So no more manual modeling. Retention and churn, we're able to monitor this on like huge sheets that AI is controlling and just updating and populating live for us. Growth projections, lifetime value of all clients, revenue per client as well. This kind of data like just gives us like that CEO level view, where to do all this manually would just take a ridiculous amount of time, to where it might not even be worth it. Even though all this stuff is very important to be able to financial model like this. So yeah, growth projections are a huge one as well. We basically know like the projected growth path we're on, like if we were not to change anything at all. Obviously, this can give us insight on things to change or maybe even back away from in certain cases. Also, but yeah, this is like a huge one as well. Knowing what our retention is, the churn, obviously that tells us right then and there. All we have to do is just look at this dashboard, and it just tells us like, okay, this is what we have to attack. This is where we have to look. Bottleneck analysis is another big one too, when it comes to the financial modeling like this. So like front end sales data, also like from our cost per lead, cost per appointment, cost per qualified call, close rate, cost per acquisition, ROAS, all of these things. We can quickly do bottleneck analysis, and it will quickly tell us like where we have to put our time and attention to like actually make an improvement. Because I think that a lot of times, like if you don't have this data, and if this data like isn't right in front of you, if it's not really clear, you end up just working on like a whole bunch of like basically BS that just doesn't even matter. Where to have all of this data like in front of you, and it just tells you, be like, okay, this is the bottleneck. This is the problem right now. This is where, if you were to improve this stat, this would make the biggest difference for the business. So this is obviously like a huge area where we're able to leverage this as well. So if you guys like the video, subscribe, drop a comment down below. I think this is pretty value packed. So see you in the next one.